Hello, and welcome back to the Spoilercast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. My name is Tobias, and with me, as always, is my sister and trusty co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello. And today, we are going back in time. Well, sort of. Well, sort of, yeah.
Sort of, yeah, yes.
In more ways than one. And we're going to talk about the revival of one of the forgotten horror franchises of the 2000s. Today we're talking about Final Destination Bloodlines. Ooh. Yes, it's been almost 15 years since the last Final Destination. And 25 years since the first one. This is it's the sixth movie in the trilogy, the franchise.
The franchise.
And it is directed by Zach Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein. Who was it written by?
Guy Busey, Laurie Evans, Taylor, John Watts. I don't know if some of them are like
John Watts.
Characters.
I noticed John Watts' name in the credits, and I just want to see, is that the John Watts who made the Spider-Man? Oh, it is!
He did story, yeah.
Yeah.
He was involved in story. Guy Busey and Laurie Evans Taylor are screenplay.
Yeah, well, that's kind of cool that he, because he's kind of gotten away from the Marvel bullshit after the Spider-Man movies. Because he did like cool moves before. We talked about him last year. He did Clown. Remember Clown?
Oh, yeah.
The demon clown suit?
Yeah.
And then, of course, Cop Car,
that weird
and then
shit.
and then he got snatched up by Disney. But he made a movie last year that we didn't talk about, Wolves. That kind of flopped, unfortunately, but it looked good. But yeah,
has nothing to do with Bloodlines.
No. I'm just saying, it's cool that he's like a legitimate, filmmaker. I like him.
Sure.
So it's cool to see him in this. But we're going to talk more about the actual movie, because it stars. Tony, well, it doesn't star Tony Todd. Damn, why is he top billed?
Because he's highest paid, probably.
I don't think so. He's in the movie for one scene. It
stars
Richard Harmon, Raya Kielstedt, Caitlin Santa Joana, Anna Lore, Max Lloyd Jones, and a bunch of other people you don't never have seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And guess what? It's the exact same story as every other Final Destination movie.
Well, yeah.
With some tweaks. There's always a tweak. They always want to add some little new thing, but it's the exact same movie. Someone has a premonition, they stop themselves and some other people from dying, and then death comes for them again.
Yeah.
That's it.
Movie over.
Yeah, but like without talking any spoilers, I mean, from the trailers, you know that, someone cheated death back in the 60s, and now it's coming for their relatives, their family, that they've been able to cheat death up until now, which is a bit of a new spin, and that is the new spin on how death punishes you for cheating him. But we'll talk more about that in spoilers. For now, I want to ask you, what did you think of Final Destination Bloodlines?
I thought it was just as fun as the other Final Destination movies. It's fun gore, in kind of, interesting, elaborate deaths and almost deaths sometimes.
Yeah.
The lore doesn't always kind of fully really add up, but I still kind of like it because it's like they're trying and it's kind of fun.
Sure. Yeah.
Like overall, it's a fun horror movie. It's not one of those terrifying horror movies that you can't watch. It's barely a horror movie. I'd call it like, I don't know, thriller splatter movie.
It's almost a splatter movie. It doesn't quite go as gory as a splatter movie does, but almost.
No, but that's close enough.
That's always been a thing in these movies. They are very like. There's lots of like gore when people die. Like heads exploding.
It is tagged as a splatter horror.
Okay, sure.
I would actually call it that more than like a pure horror film, because it's not scary.
No. Now that's something.
None of them. I mean, some of the older ones have moments that is a little bit scary where you kind of feel tense, but this one didn't really have that.
No.
It's a bit tamer. It's a bit lighter, I suppose.
Well, I thought it was the other way around.
Well, in mood, I meant, for me at least.
I thought it was the other way around.
Okay, cool. But yeah, overall, it's like it's an average horror film. More funny than scary.
Yeah. But
what did you think?
I mean, it's the very definition of dumb fun.
Yes.
Obviously it is art because it's something that someone has made, but it's not art. Like, this is
it's the lowest form of art.
This is low tier, entertainment. But I mean, I laughed throughout the movie. I think I had the six laughs that you need for a 90-minute movie. This is slightly.
I even laughed. Yeah. I don't laugh at movies.
Like you said, I thought this was a little too somber at times, and I was worried that they were like trying to make it more serious. Like, we're going back to the original, because the original is not very funny. I mean, it is unintentionally funny.
But that one is just horrible, really, as in for the people in it, not horrible as in bad. Yeah,
I mean, they really leaned into the more gratuitous nature of the whole concept in the sequels. The first one was trying to be a serious movie for the most part.
Yeah.
And I was worried for a while that this was going to be the same, because I was like, "This is what are you doing with bringing up like trauma and broken families, and it's all dark?" And I was like, "No." And then it's like, "Oh, okay, all right." So it was very up and down for me. Sometimes it's like laugh out loud hilarious. Yeah. And they had like comic relief characters. And then it was just like, oh, this is super serious. This isn't fun. And that, I mean, I don't mind serious movies, but it doesn't work when you were just laughing at someone dying in a horrific way.
No.
That's the problem. So
it's that like, I laughed at them dying sorry.
Yeah.
Whoops.
And then I mean, no, there are some good kill scenes, but I don't think this one has any of my favorite. By the way, we're going to rank.
It had the most tense one for me, really? But it was just because it dragged out for too fucking long.
Which one? Don't spoil. Just say the thing was
at the hospital.
Oh God, so fucking dumb.
It took way too long, so I just got like antsy and annoyed almost.
Oh yeah, I thought that was they just.
You told me to shut up at one point because I couldn't shut up.
Yeah, because you were like, you were trying to talk to me constantly. It was shut up.
It just built up for so long that I got like annoyed and had to like say things.
I'm fine with us like giving little comments, but you were like full on speaking with me throughout that scene. I was like, shut up,
too fucking long.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Yes, in the members episode.
Yeah, we're gonna do a ranking of all the kills.
Yes, of all of them.
All the movies. Yeah. So check out patreon.com/don'tmakeascene, or if you're on YouTube, click the members button and you can experience the members only exclusive episodes. But you won't get that until Monday if you're watching this on Saturday the 15th the 17th. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're recording it on the 15th, but that's a Thursday.
Yeah, it's like wait.
Anyway,
is it?
No. So overall, I liked it. It might be my favorite. I recently
out of all the movies.
Yeah, I recently rewatched it, and the way I've scored them, this and Final Destination 5 have the highest score.
Oh, I haven't scored them at all. I might do a little tiny list for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure though, because I think the one with the best. Oh, we're not going to talk about that too much.
We'll do that. We'll do that on the members episode as well.
Yeah. What I will say is that it definitely, by the end, I got the feeling like this was a proper Final Destination movie.
Sure.
Like they did all the things you had to. It didn't feel like they were just, it didn't feel like a cash grab. It felt like they actually wanted to make, I mean, obviously it is a cash grab, but, it felt like they actually wanted to make a good Final Destination movie.
There was some thought in like the actual script. They had some plans, they had some ideas. Yeah. It wasn't just, how can we string together these random gory kills? No, they put some, a little bit of effort in it.
Yeah.
in the planning and prosecution of it.
And the worst part about it is the same that it's in all of them, that it's so dumb. There's no real logic to the whole thing.
Yeah, no.
And one thing that stuck out in this, it sticks out in the fourth and the fifth as well, but more in this almost, because we're so used to it now. The CGI was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Not bad, but it looked plasticky.
Yeah.
It didn't feel very
compared
real.
to other movies we've seen that managed to do good CGI for splatter and gore in general and other stuff. These movies, all of them, but it's more noticeable now because it's a newer one.
Yeah.
They're always little kind of bad, you know?
That's why I appreciate they do so much physical gore.
Yeah.
Like, most of the gore in the movies is, like, real, like, squibs and, you know, puppets and stuff. So that's nice. But when you see the CGI, yeah, it sticks out.
Yes.
Well...
It is hard to talk about this movie, though, without spoiling it.
Yeah, because the thing you want to talk about is all the kills and the plot twists.
And the plot twist, yes. So even though we're very... well, you know what? We can talk about one more thing. We can talk about performances. We have to mention Tony Todd.
Sure.
Because I realized that he passed away, like,
pretty
end
recently.
of last year.
Yeah.
November last year.
That's weird, because I feel like I see him tweet sometimes. That's scary.
Ooh, I hope not. Or it's got to be a family member who's taken over and just not told anyone, or at least maybe you missed that tweet.
Yeah, it might have been an old tweet showed up or something.
He does have one more movie. Actually, he has a bunch of things coming up.
Yeah, well, he was one of those guys, you know. He was a working actor, so he did a bunch of stuff, you know, smaller roles, and it takes a while for the movies to actually get edited and released, so... Yeah. It's the same thing that Lance Reddick appeared just after he died. He was in John Wick 4. And everyone's like, oh, it's kind of weird because he dies in that movie. It's like, oh,
that's a bit insensitive.
and then the fact that he is still gonna be in Ballerina.
Yeah,
because his scenes were shot for that movie already.
Which is kind of weird, but yeah, I get it.
He's been dead for years at this point, or when that comes around. Anyway. Yeah, but yeah, it was nice to see him back, because they kind of, like, forgot about him, it felt like, in the last two movies. Or in the last... He was in the first and second one. I don't think he was in the third one, or the fourth, or the fifth, I don't think. At least not by name.
Little scan here through his IMDb. I just have to scroll down a bit.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff. Because he was... It was never, like... It was never, you know, specifically, explicitly said who he was. Then he had a name that they don't mention his name until this movie. But if you watch the movies with subtitles, they always subtitle and it says the names of everyone. It says Bloodworth.
He was in Final Destination 5.
Oh, he was. Oh, yeah. I guess he was.
And he's credited as
Bloodworth.
Bloodworth.
Yeah. But he's not in. Then he's not in 4 and 3.
Wait, I'm scrolling. There's, like I said, he's in a lot of things.
I'm looking at. He's not in those. No.
So
it's nice to see him back.
Right. So he's in first, second, and fifth.
Yeah,
and sixth. No.
For me, since they never really explained who his character was until this one.
Yeah,
we won't spoil it. But he finally has a real, like, reason for being there. I always imagined him as, like, being, you know, maybe he's death, or he's some sort of, like, he has connection. He's not a real person because he just shows up. Nobody ever,
he just
like,
happens to be everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we can spoil that much. He isn't death. If anyone else had that theory, he isn't.
No, yeah, he's a real boy.
He's just a human.
Yeah. And he was good. Nothing spectacular though. And I mean,
he didn't have a lot to do, so I mean, he can't be spectacular in that little.
And I'll say that for everyone, like, they were fine. No, it's specifically good.
No.
I liked the, like, the odd brother, the odd one out, so to speak, without spoiling anything.
Yeah, Richard Harmon.
Yeah.
But he's the only one I could like say that I've seen in other things.
That was the I was like, I recognize him, and then I looked through his IMDb, and I was like, yeah, I've seen him in a bunch of stuff, but I don't recognize him from any of those things. It was something else, but I don't know, whatever. Because he was the one, he was kind of irreverent. He was kind of the comic sidekick.
Yeah.
But his shtick got old.
It got a little bit old.
It was the same joke over and over again, but it was still fun. Everyone else is they're just generic fucking people. Just like every character in these movies.
Exactly.
They're little more than cannon fodder, all of the characters. Even the main characters, because they die in most of the movies anyway,
Exactly. I have to say, I really didn't like the main character, though.
Stephanie.
Yeah, I had an issue with her. I don't know what.
Caitlin Santa Joanna. Yeah, I've never seen her before.
No, I haven't seen her either. I just didn't. I don't know. Her style didn't vibe with me, I guess. Or something.
Know. Like I said, I honestly didn't really pay attention to that stuff because in these movies I don't care.
No, not really.
The only ones that I think are like, oh, it's cool. They did a good job, and like that's in hindsight because the first time I saw Final Destination wasn't when it was new because I was way too young. I saw it some years later, and then I knew who Devon Sawa was. So I was like, I like Devon Sawa. Yeah, it's cool that he's in the movie. And then of course I didn't watch Final Destination 3 until a couple of maybe like 4 or 5 years ago for the first time. I never watched the franchise at all. I just like, I'm gonna watch the franchise, and then I saw Mary Elizabeth Winstead in number 3, and I was like,
oh yes,
yeah, she gives a solid performance, but that's just because I'm a fan of her from other things. But honestly, though, she's too good for Final Destination, especially Final Destination 3. Even though I like that movie, but this one though, no one really stuck out. No one has much to do really, other than go, oh my god, and then they die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with these movies. They don't really have a lot to do. They just react to people dying or themselves dying. Really.
Yeah. And that's the whole point. So I'm not faulting anyone for not giving an Oscar-worthy performance or for not giving the characters more to do or whatever. Like, I don't care. I just want to watch them die, as horrible as that sounds.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we should talk a little bit more spoiler stuff here. Talk about some of the death scenes and the twists.
Are we ready?
We are. And hey, we almost made it to 20 minutes like we usually try to. Perfect. So, yeah, if you don't want any spoilers about any of the death scenes or the story twists, turn it off here. Go watch the movie, because I think we both still recommend
definitely.
It. Even if you're not a fan.
Honestly, you don't really have to have seen any of the other movies for this one to make any kind of sense.
And that's one of the good things with these, like, because every movie could basically be the first one, and they have more backstory. But even most of the movies don't even care about the backstory other than the first movie.
Yeah.
So you can
go watch it.
You can definitely watch this.
Enjoy it in theaters, because you can.
Yeah, definitely.
We saw it in IMAX. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, and it's even like formatted for IMAX, so a lot of the death scenes were in full frame instead of 16:9, which was cool. Yeah, it was unnecessary, but it was cool that they did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it. So now you have been warned. From here on out, it's gonna be spoilers. You have been warned. Now,
so
when everyone